Hi everyone, and welcome to yesterday's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. So guess who didn't check to see if the DVR was full? Me! So finally got it up on the app, so I was able to watch it. The ABC app has saved me so many times over. So let's get the monthly review for November. Not review, what wrap up for November is up, so I got that done. And kind of to make up for this lateness, I'm actually going to have today's recap up on time, like before I had a million jobs. I could go right up after the episode because I unexpectedly don't have work today, so it'll be good, and let's get right to it. So at the studio, Franco's studio, the whole Tom Baker giving his number out and taking pictures is how he blackmailed Emily Quartermain, and now he seems to be at that again. So that's the significance of that. Elizabeth is at the door, and Franco shocks Tom to keep him quiet. So he put the music on loud, and he said he was wearing headphones, which is why he didn't hear her knock and this, that, and the other thing. So she wants to talk about Tom. So he won't let her into the studio because he got her a present, and he's making her a present and doesn't want her to see it. So she's worried that he'll do something in the name of protecting her. Can't imagine why. She doesn't want him to make this situation worse. Things are relatively good right now, and she doesn't need him to be a hero because he already is to her. Aw. So he's like, what? Apparently he's never heard of an anti-hero and thinks a hero needs to be all perfect all the time. So, okay, Franco brings up the fact that she's wearing the whistle and pepper spray, so obviously, she doesn't feel safe. And he says she should be able to walk in the dark parking lot without being afraid. And I'm like, okay, first of all, Tom Baker or not, that's not reality, okay? So I remember when I worked at the store I worked at a mall, we used to have to walk out in the parking lot as a group, or, at least with a buddy, because people had been robbed and stuff. That's just how you do life, you don't walk into empty parking lots in the dark. Anyway, at the Quartermains, Hayden seems to be having a seizure. Tracy holds her while Finn gets the drugs to inject her, and he's running super low. So she wants to call Sonny to get him on another flight, and he can't because Obrick has a watch on him and nearly called the FBI last time. And I'm sorry, now that he doesn't work in the hospital, what's it any of her business what he's doing, okay? I just have a problem with this overall. So Tracy tells him to get to work, and she'll watch over Hayden while he's, working. Hayden's kind of delirious. She doesn't want Finn to go, but she's not talking to Finn. She's talking to her father. And she says she's not good enough for anyone, but there's this amazing doctor, and she loves him, and she doesn't need to look for anyone else, and the whole thing's just really sweet. So Hayden's kind of back now. She sees Finn for who he is, but doesn't remember that whole, oh, I talked to you like you were my father thing. And she asks if he doesn't find a cure, if he'll come back to see her off. And I'm like, why must you break my heart? Come on. So Hayden mistakes Tracy for her mother then, and accidentally really opens up to her and asks if, she sees her as her biggest failure. And Tracy says, no, I'm the one who failed you. At the Metro Court, Michael sees Carly. She's amused by his Hawaiian outfit and is like, wait, did you get that at the gift shop? Come on. And he's looking for Nell. She tells Michael she's planning on spending the majority of Christmas at Sunny's, and Michael supports Carly whatever she decides. He's had his parents together. He had his parents be, not together. He can deal with whatever, reality is. So Finn's place at the Metro Court, his experiment seems to have failed again, and he talks to Roxy, what is he missing? When he's talking to Roxy and how good she is at shedding and, all that, he seems to have had an epiphany, getting rid of old scales for shiny new ones. So has he finally had the breakthrough that he's needed this whole time? At Nell's place, we actually see Nell's place, and we actually get to just see her without everyone around her, which I think is very telling. So she's mad at herself for going with Michael because she knows how nice he is, and she takes her dress off and looks at her scar, and she clearly blames Carly for losing her kidney, which I think is interesting because it wasn't Carly, it was Jax. So Nell has a secret box too, so her and Valentine secretly related? No, they're not. They just both have secret boxes, but hers is a music box, so I think her secret box is better. The letter from her father is in there. doorknob. It's something that looks like a miniature dumbbell. It almost looks like a doorknob with both sides, but I have no idea. If you know what that is and I am just losing it, please let me know. And she gets a text from Michael. So next, Nell texted back that she didn't feel well. And then, when you know it, Michael comes over to Nell's place with, like, chicken noodle soup to help her feel better. And she's like, and he's like, you don't really seem sick. And she's like, oh, I took some cold pills. And Michael's like, hey, you don't have to lie and pretend to be sick if you're feeling awkward or bored. Like, it's fine. So she's sorry for lying. And Michael says, no, it's on him. He's the one blurring the professional lines. And she's like, no, I was having too good of a time. Like, it's not that I wasn't having a good time. And she didn't want to blur the line, and he says, look, I just needed a friend, and I thought you did too. So she says she didn't prepare herself for how lonely staying in Port Charles would be. Michael gets why she doesn't want to mess up her job by, getting too close to the boss's son, and she doesn't want Michael to leave her alone either, and life is full of complications, so let's just, do what we're doing. At Sunny's place, Jason can't unknow this information about Sunny and Nell, but Sunny compares keeping this secret to when he pretended to be Michael's father for a year, and that doesn't sit very well with Jason, because he did that to protect them, and this would just be covering up Sunny's mistake. But Sunny says keeping the secret is protecting them because there would be no coming back for him and Carly, which Jason does not agree with. So Sunny, he also, it's not like he's having an affair, so he sees no reason to tell Carly. It was a one-time mistake, it'll never happen again. So then Carly shows up. She's talking about getting a tree, and then quickly realizes she walked in on something. So Sunny says, oh, it's just an update, and they were talking about Morgan, and, Jason's getting closer, and Carly thanks him. So there's a huge tree that Carly brought over that was supposed to go to the MetroCorp, but she brought it over here, and Jason helped and or put it up all by himself because he's Jason. And Carly brings up them all being together for Christmas, but Carly can still tell something's on Jason's mind because Carly knows Jason. So Finn's really looking at Roxy and being like, her body takes what isn't usable and makes way for what is. So he takes Roxy out of her room, and she could be saving their lives. And he says he'll put Godzilla on for her afterwards, which I think is just the best line in General Hospital thus far this month. So Tracy validates Hayden's view of her mother, but as herself, saying she was raised by the sweetest woman, but so I feel like she really is I don't know, I can't come up with the words for it, but she's being herself, but she's also, validating Hayden. And then she says she loves Hayden so much, and at that point, I think she's talking as her and not as her role as Hayden's mother. Elizabeth invites Franco over for Christmas, but now she has to get back to work. Tom Baker says he doesn't want to die, and Franco says he won't kill him, but he'll end his life as he knows it. I don't know what that means. And Jason says he's fine. Carly leaves. So Jason says, look, I'm not going to offer up the information about you and Nell, but I'm not going to outright lie if I'm asked either. So, you might still want to get ahead of this, which, I don't know, I kind of agree with. I mean, I think Sonny's missing his window for an understanding Carly by holding out, just like Dante missed his window with Lulu about telling the truth about Valerie, that she probably wouldn't have been as upset. She was more upset about the lying than the actual affair, although, she was pretty upset about the affair, but you know what I mean. You can be mad about one thing, or, I know it wasn't an affair. Well, I don't know, that one was kind of more of a, anyway. You can be mad about one thing, or you can be mad about two things. What's better? I'm just saying. Anyway, thank you so much for watching yesterday's recap. I will be back in a few hours to see you, and I hope you have a great rest of the morning. Okay, bye.